Hey guys, how's it going? Peter here with ForteTrader. Let me sip on this coffee. Today I'm talking from my couch here in Austin, Texas. I got my dogs with me. I got Lily over here and Boo Boosh over here. And let's get started. I wanted to talk about a couple of topics today, guys. Two of the main topics, and then I'll break it down. One, people ask me and they make this comment a lot, and it's come up a lot of times in even the years of my trading journey. I do not have the proper education to trade. I've never been to college. Well, we're going to talk about a little bit into that and why a college degree or any kind of like special finance background and things like this is not necessary at any time of your age in your life, whether you're still young enough to go to school and acquire higher education. I don't not condone, but or you're just like a senior citizen working at Walmart, and I don't say that to stereotype, be rude. I'm going to actually talk about this kind of a category of people, which is the majority of the people in our country right now. Working class, blue collar class or whatever, workers, people working way out of into their retirement ages, people that felt a little misinformed about even their higher education and what was going to come after that. Secondly, guys, I want to talk about what type of trading I do and why I recommend it to a lot of people. Everyone is biased in what they do. I'll tell you a little bit about that style. And then lastly, when is the best time to get involved? Okay, that's kind of like a little trick ending comment because everyone thinks, it requires some kind of special timing and things. So again, please excuse the content on this cup. I thought it was pretty cool. It's my wife. She loves yoga, and I bought it for her for one of her gifts because I thought it was pretty cool. It kind of fits my attitude. Call me, hole, but I think personally I'm a nice guy. So anyways, if these guys bark, excuse me. I know he looks like a zombie right now, but as soon as somebody walks by around here, he'll start barking. Again, we're in my house in Austin, Texas. I'm going to be very comfortable. I'm going to be myself. I'm not going to, And I figured this way, you guys get to know me a little bit more. Right, Lily? Is it going to be the yellow house or the white house? We've been shopping, looking at houses in Europe on TV, and we want her to make a pick. The yellow pastel stucco house or the white? Anyways, that's a little inside joke. So I think it takes a lot of grit to do anything in life other than having some kind of a specialized education. This may come as a little bit of an insult to people I know I know a lot of people with higher education, a ton. And this is no insult to any of you. Love you all, I respect you all, you know that. But you probably know yourself, you've been there and tried. It doesn't require what most of our saturated content we've learned in some kind of class structure in our past to change our careers and do something else, which, trading is one of them. Trading is something that can be financially rewarding to some just a straight up hobby, like they just want to follow the markets their whole life. But you can combine them. You can do either or, combine them. If it's in your heart, me, I trade for an income. Otherwise, I'd be playing video games if, I just wanted to stay occupied with some electronic visualizations of something and win. I just might as well play video games. My wife took my video game system away from me a couple years after I got into trading and we had moved to Austin because she said, that ain't making you money. So, I don't blame her, and I'm kind of glad she did that. So grit over a degree. If you have the desire to learn, you can learn, and you don't need to overcomplicate things and overlearn. Sometimes being too smart can cost you money. I started got involved in trading in 2010. It took me 3 years to get over a learning curve. And most of that learning curve in 3 years where I lost a lot of money, mostly paying a lot of educators with things that they taught me that I didn't use much. I used a little grain of salt of something from each person, and developed my own strategy by finding some limited bits of information on the internet about the hidden world of the kind of style I trade, at least hidden to the public. Sounds cliche. We'll get into that in a little bit on the second topic, but it took a few years, and what cost me more money was just trying to overthink things, was trying to figure things out and be very critical and analytical. I'm kind of by nature, the way I've grown up is more of an engineer mentality. I try to analyze and have an answer to a lot of things. It doesn't mean I'm not a big risk taker. I've taken a lot of damn risks, ask my wife. And but you know, so it doesn't have to be everything fine and dandy before I hop in. I'm a risky guy, but I analyze, and I'll get up in the middle of the night and reanalyze a million times things I did and why that happened, or you know, and it's just overthinking things in trade, and it's too much damn content out there anyway to begin with. So many different styles and distracting methods and styles too, you know, because not only have I sim traded and gotten past a hurdle of learning and losing and making money and earning and losing and breaking even stages to now where there's profit stages. I'm not rich, but I'm saying I'm in a profitable stage of trading. But a lot of time was wasted had I just kept things a little bit, worked a little bit smarter and then harder. So you don't have to be the smartest cookie in the box. You just got to have a desire, just like anything else. It's like a hobby, only again, this is financially rewarding. Okay, whether you want to make an income to pay bills out of it, or do a once-a-year vacation, or just actively manage your own portfolio, because you know, you look at what portfolios do these days. What are they performing? What's their annual performance rate at? I mean, hell, I make more money in one of my universal life insurance plans than I do by just having money sit in a bank. And that's probably because I keep contributing into the premiums in my life insurance plan. But, you know, so I don't think that you need to be a college educated person. And, you know, I remember when I left the corporate world, I've done things that I don't regret. I used to be embarrassed to talk about some of these things in public. Then I figured I want people to know me for who I am. And when I left the corporate world, I was in sales, I was in car industry. People put that kind of industries down, and it sucks to try to do that, because those industries, it takes a lot to make it, even to survive 5-6 years in an industry like that. When I got out, I had to still do something. I mean, hell, I had a mortgage to pay. I had to pay for this house. I had to pay, you know, my trading account. My curve wasn't there yet, and you know, just had to pay for everyday living expenses and bills, and you know, savings contributions in our universal life insurance plan. And I went as far as Ubering for a whole damn year. I traded in a really nice sports car I had from the car industry. I loved the German race cars, and I had a really nice car. I just had leased it. I took a big hit, bought a Japanese car that was efficient enough for that job, and was doing it full time, paying a mortgage, Ubering, so that I can make free time, not be captive to a boss. I almost was going to say something mean, or be captive to customers, you know, and focus on my trading. So become a student again and get it down, because that's what I wanted to do. That was in my heart. My wife and I have been traveling around the world for about just close to 10 years that I've been married to her, and that's one of our desires. And how we're going to get there is by the trades, because that's where my heart is. So I would say that as long as you have the desire, just do it, and don't listen to people. While I was in that Uber car for about a year, I had a lot of people talking down on me. I had people with a lot of finance backgrounds. If you guys remember me in the future, sorry bud, I'm gonna have to bring you up. That would say for me to stick with my own skill and let a finance guy do his own thing with my money, and things like that. Or probably they just probably thought, what the hell is this Uber driver thinking over here? Who the hell does he think he is? It's talking about commodities and things like that. I know. I shouldn't have probably brought it up. That's just me, being the honest guy. And don't ever let nobody be job. You know, you could be working at Walmart, like, and again, we'll get into this. You could be doing this working at McDonald's. And I'm not putting down people that work at McDonald's, but my strategy, it just works like that. So, you know, another thing is, when I was chasing the trades to work all the time, I noticed I wasn't making as much money as when I started focusing on the trades themselves. I wanted to talk about it. And very briefly, you know, when I started implementing my strategy and just focusing on the thing working out, once I found and discovered what works, at least for me, I just started making money. I just kind of gave up on trying to chase them. I gave up on making money really hard. I'd try to make it really hard. I'd get out of trades too quick. I'd jump in trades. My brokers probably loved me, you know, because I'd just be paying broker. I said, what the hell happened? I didn't even lose that many trades. And yet my account balance was going down because I was paying a lot of damn commissions. And so while I was chasing money, I was paying brokers commissions, and I wasn't focused on just winning. Again, keeping things simple. Yeah, once I found that in my trading style, now my account's back in the black. Back in the black. Futures and commodity spread trading, that's what I do. That's my forte. And how many people have heard of that? You probably heard the word spread. As soon as you start saying things like future and commodity spreads out there in the world, people go, oh, them option spreads or the bid-ask spread. It's something that, why don't people talk much about things like that online? There's a ton of information online about spread. Future commodity spread trading, I'm sorry, about trading, but why not about what we do? Why not about commodity spread trading and future spread trading and things like that? Ask yourself that question and keep holding that question in your head for a bit. I myself am building an affordable boot camp. Years ago, I built a school called ForteTrader. I was building it with a head mentor and a good friend. We've decided to part ways. I kept it open and once I figured out what works for me and I'm starting to get in the green and I'm making money, I'm gonna, out of my heart, because trading is my passion and that's where I want my business and my whole focus to end up, away from all my other businesses, I'm revamping with my wife this boot camp. This last weekend, we spent hours and hours. We're almost ready to say we're halfway done. And it's not gonna be the longest boot camp in the world, but it's gonna be about close to, as of now, we're forecasting about 7 hours worth of really, really awesome data that's gonna dive you right in from knowing nothing about future and commodity trading, spread trading, I mean, into just where you're actually literally putting your orders in. I'm scanning and analyzing and putting in orders. But this video is not gonna go too much into that. It's just that's what works for me. That's what makes me money. I'm not on the screens anymore every day. I'm not day trading. I have more time to make videos like this for everybody. And I'm gonna keep it affordable. It's worth thousands of dollars what we're gonna offer. I know that. And this is not a sales pitch video either, by the way. I know that it's gonna be worth thousands and thousands of dollars, but the reason I won't do it is because I had made that promise to myself when I had originally opened the school and founded the school, that I just won't do it. Because you see, the upper class is like maybe 10+%, maybe even lighter now. The middle class is disappearing. As of the time and day of this video, disappearing. I've been feeling it for the last 5-6 years too, on the middle class, upper middle class. And there's a ton of people down here that have the desire, in the entrepreneurship skills, the sharpness. These are human beings too. The general people, and around the world, because I travel around the world with my wife, that need an affordable system that works, that's sustainable, okay? That's simple, that's safe. And so I told myself, once I get this down, I'm not gonna make one of those, sign up now because before the time runs out and, you know, and next year the clock is ticking, I'm gonna overswamp people's emails, like all this crap I still get until today. If you don't sign up now, it's going to be, you know what, then go ahead. I actually watch people subscribe to their BS because I just want to know what kind of crap they're up to. I monitor it because I'm in the business. So I kind of monitor. It's like monitoring your competition, you know. I don't think officially I'll have any competition because what we do is different. And that price is set there for people to be successful. Because when people are successful, it makes me feel good. It just makes me feel good to help people. But I've also cost myself a lot of money over the years. And if you know my wife and me personally, you will know in other businesses, I've cost myself a lot of money being the nice guy. So I'm trying to be a little careful with that now. But I know that with this business, we can afford to do that. And it'll give us a great pleasure to help people. You know, I'd rather sell. And this actually goes against the context of working smarter and not harder. Okay, this goes against that context. But I'd rather, instead of selling 50 courses or 100 courses to rich folks that can afford to pay me 5 to 10 grand for what I could show them, and they'll be making money pretty damn well. And I gotta say, by law, I'm not supposed to say things like that, but I'm pretty damn confident when I'm done with you, you're gonna be doing really well. But I'd rather, you know, instead of selling that, sell hundreds and thousands to the majority of the world that I know around the world. People could afford V95. Some places very, very, very tough to do. Even with their desire, very tough to do. Then pay 5 grand, 10 grand. I'm just gonna get the rich richer. And I don't mind, guys, no offense if you're out there, I don't mind helping you get richer. But we need to help everyone else too. And I can't have different pricing for different kind of people. It's not fair to anybody, that's wrong. So our boot camp is gonna be $395. You're gonna get everything you need. And you're gonna get support in a virtual group that we're gonna create on a private group on Facebook. But again, this is not a sales video. I want, and I would like to see that worker from Walmart that's been there for 10 years, it's now a manager and has about, you know, 10 plus grand maybe only in his saving portfolio, and is, you know, making 35, 40 grand a year and working his butt off and is pretty damn sharp because he's managing a whole store. Or even if it's one of the clerks, don't mean to leave them hanging, but I'm just using this as an example. To get involved, be actively trading, and then maybe, you know, one of our future events where we get together meets one of my millionaire traders, and they might have some hobby they can mingle up together and network, and they become one of the best friends ever. And then I hear about that. That's what would make me feel happy. That kind of stuff is my goal, you know. It's things from the heart, you know, giving that make me feel good. So, you know, we don't want to not include anybody. We want to keep that not leaving anybody behind attitude. And, you know, when I first started trying to get involved with institutes, I'd email institutes, my resume, email people. I figured if I keep kicking the door down, somebody would get me, somebody would talk to me. Actually, I ended up meeting quite a bit of institute guys that told me, stay the hell away. You don't even want to be a part of this. Learn things on your own. You could figure it out from home. And I'd say, hell no, I'd fight them saying that. These are guys that used to work at institute, that used to work in Chicago on the floor, guys that actually teach, they have their own schools, guys that mentor, guys that have been there, done that, made a lot of money, working at the exchanges, working on at the CME. And then I get the rejection from some young punk at some institute in England somewhere. I cannot accept you because you don't have a degree. And I understand maybe there's a filter process fundamentally to these firms because everyone wants to work for them. But it's like, you little young punk. You serious right now? Because I don't have a degree? How does that separate somebody from desire? You know, anyway, and again, I don't want to insult nobody with degrees. I just know what the ratios are. I've met a lot of people around the world. I can tell you things that I just don't want to piss more people off. So, anyway, take that one. And, you know, I know a lot of black belt gym owners because I was involved in martial arts on and off very extensively for about 5 years, not recently. I don't remember any damn one of them that turned down a fat, unhealthy person ever and said, you can't come to our gym. This is a professional fighting gym. You gotta be buff and skinny and good looking. I never remember them. In fact, what I do remember is them doing a 90-day turnaround on every single one of those fat, unhealthy, sad-looking people that used to walk in that gym. In fact, they used to come into the gym much more than me, that by like their 90th day, they were in shape, lost 40 to 70 pounds, and sometimes they were whooping my ass. Nobody ever turned them down in those environments. There should be more black belt jiu-jitsu instructors and stuff and gym owners that own and work at institutes and know and understand how they can work with somebody. So, you know, all that like little prissy little suit and bow tie wearing, like, oh no, you must be part of like this elite class to come and join and sit down with us. Buddy, I don't think so. And that's the other reason I have such a passion to have our school new boot camp coming out, because I want to see everybody. I like winning, and I actually like proving people wrong. It just makes me feel good. I know some people say, well, that's not very, you know, human-like. You know, you should be balanced and just focus on yourself. I am focused on myself, but I like winning and I like proving people wrong. And that's what I want the rest of the damn world to do when they come join our school, our little boot camp, and get together and we share ideas and help each other make money. That you don't have to be any kind of class of person. I want everybody. I don't want to push you rich white collar folks away. I want you involved. But you don't frankly have to be, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So, you don't have to be. I want that blue collar. I want that farmer. And plus, trust me, farmers know what we're doing, because that's what we trade anyway. We hedge our trades based on the commodity world. They know how to trade better than a lot of people out there, and they don't look like it. They're over there driving some like little John Deere somewhere around there on the farm and at a cotton field, and you probably in your suit driving by in your Audi. He's probably making a lot more money than you hedging those crops that are going to crap out there. Believe me on that one. It took me a while to learn all that, but I say that with pride now. So again, you know, those gym guys, they never turn people down for how they look. Money's money. Goals are goals. They have some, you know, intention in their life to improve people. That's why they've got in that industry. And anyways, you just need to be willing to lose good. And what do I mean by that is be a good failure. You know, when you fail, be good at failing. Be understanding of it so you can get back up and just fall your ass again. Because it's going to take that a little bit, a very little bit. I'm going to cut that down as far as trading goes for people, but still, some people ain't going to get it no matter what you do for them. They're just not going to get it. And keep falling. But just like anything else in life, you got to just keep, you know, at it. And, you know, when you fail, that means that at least you're making some kind of progress. You know, I've been listening to a lot of Grant Cardone again recently. When I first started in the car industry, I remember I bought a bunch of his like Amazon audiobooks, listened for a little bit, got back off of it. I honestly thought, man, I said, Grant Cardone's a cocky ass. I don't really like him. But started somehow listening to him again recently. My wife really got into it. And you know what? I'm kind of glad about him that he talks about a lot of the weaknesses he had. Because people generally, again, they stereotype people and judge. They judge oh, I don't want to take his advice, you know, he's a raging alcoholic, or I don't want to take his advice, he's this and he's that, or, you know, his truck sits at home 2 weeks out the month, I don't know if he's really making money. You know, you're going to miss the damn train, because Grant Cardone, you know, was a drug addict till age 25, got his ass whooped all the time. And you know what? You know who can whoop your ass worst in the world? You just whoop your own ass. You whooping your own ass. When you have an abuse issue or addiction issue, it's very hard to stop whooping your own ass. You know, like, you know, you're not going to let somebody else whoop your ass that long. But you definitely can somehow, we've managed to whoop our own ass as long as it needs to be. And it's just like this comfortable whoop ass or something. Because, you know, it seems like every person that's come over this hill and become successful has whooped their own ass a lot. And so, when, you know, I appreciate and give a shout out to Grant Cardone for sharing his weak story, because that's what makes him strong and respectable, that he's honest about his weak past, you know, because he whooped his own ass big time. And so you get that progress from failing and failing and failing and you get sick of that crap, you get sick of whooping your ass, then you make some progress, okay? So the future spread trading I do, I call it like the 3 S's it brings to the table: simplicity, sustainability, and success. Because if you do follow my rules and you do follow the basic setups and follow instructions, that's what it could lead to. Again, I got to be all disclosure proof and put that at the bottom of this video and all that stuff. But I know from my heart, because I've done it, that it could bring all those 3 things to you, and then you don't have to be. I used to be tied to these damn screens, and sometimes I still am. Sometimes I jump over to stock options and I let it whoop my ass. It's like I just finished making all this money off of my spread trading. Our win percentage level since last business quarter is great. But yet, then I go and play around with that. I'm going to just have to start learning that I don't like getting my ass whooped on that. But it's time consuming, it's stressful. There's so much to it, that there's dynamics to it. It's another super efficient market. And you're going to sit there and try to play against some of these big people because you're unhedged. That's why our futures trading, our side works well, because we're hedged. We take systemic risk out of the dollar. We take volatility out of the markets because we hedge risk. And when you're playing out an outright option or a stock, and you get ran over by like some of these cultish fans of a stock that has no efficient price, it's just priced up high just because some psychotic cultish followers, you're going to get buried. How long are you going to be able to hold on to an option, okay, before it either decays on you, or all those fanatics, those psychos, take their money back out? Because that's what usually they are. They don't even know. They were like a bunch of the crypto buyers. Look, crypto's a good business. I don't mean to down anybody, but the majority of the buying was done by people that didn't know shit. And it's kind of like the same when it comes to some of these like these fanatic FANG stocks that really, look, I love my Apple product, by the way. I have an iPhone, and it's an older one. It's an iPhone 6S. I think it's probably the last best product that Apple built. And what are they, like on 9 or 10 right now? 10X, whatever. And you know, Apple stock's been going down and down, and they bring up this like fundamental content about China. By the way, at the time of this video, guys, we have big trade issues with China and all that crap. But the thing is like, in reality, is like, how much value is really Apple worth? It's a great product. They make a good product, but if you get capped out on what you're making, you only have like 1 or 2 things. How much longer are you going to dominate a market if that's all you can keep building? I mean, I got to respect this. The guy that passed away, I'm sorry, guy, I'm bad with names. The guy that owned this company and had this design to take the iPod and take the iPod into the phone world. was a great idea. But how long is that idea gonna you know, if you don't have new things coming. The other day I walked by the Apple store. I hardly ever go to a mall, but I felt like going in there. I told my wife, hey, I just want to walk through there and just feel and smell all that money flying through people's hand. I like it. And I saw like a speaker, like they're making a speaker. My point is, how long is something gonna go before it just topples out? You know? Oh my God, Apple is going down. I mean, how long did you expect it to stay up? Is it supposed to go? So you got these psychopaths out there that just overbuy. Oh my God, Apple all the way into my grave. It's not good. It doesn't work like that. Jesus Christ, guys. And when you play these stocks and you're, you know, trying to short put it, you know, buy a put or something, and it's just blowing out on you for no apparent reason. There is apparent reason. You're just probably not going to get your money back. You got to know how to get the hell out of that and dodge. And going back to about what they talk about on the internet a lot, why do they not talk about commodity spread trades? Why do people talk about option trading? Why do people talk about outright future trading? Why do brokers promote it? Why do advertisers promote all that stuff? They don't talk about this stuff that these little hidden guys like me do. Why do all these institutes not teach this? Because they allow all those morons out there to let you come in and put all that liquidity on the table so they can take your money. So that the farmers, the producers, and the commercials could come in there and trade your outright trade against you and hedge and take your money. It's simple as that. That's why a lot of people lose trading, because a lot of people are very smart at learning, because a lot of people, I believe, have grit. But a lot of people are probably failing at trading because the information that's out there is BS. It just doesn't work. And you have outliers out there. I'm yet to have an outlier, by the way, and I've contacted a lot of people. I've kicked in a lot of doors. Those of you know me personally, you know I put in a lot of work to get in touch with a lot of these folks. I'm yet to have one of these outliers want to sit down with me, and I'll grab a jet plane out to see you. They won't do it. There's probably a reason why they won't do it. It's not because they're busy and rich and all that crap. There's a reason they won't do it. I would say trade spread, hedge your trades, learn how to do future commodity spreads. We have a boot camp coming out. It's going to be worth it. There's going to be people that are going to be making money off their first trade paying off a boot camp like that. Again, SEC, CME, I'm putting my disclosures down there, okay? Because I know that I can't legally say that to people, but I'm saying it with confidence. I said in the last video I was going to update you guys on, I have almost 24 people in line right now waiting to get in the boot camp. And I had said on the last video I was going to update you on a cotton spread I was in. My bad. I got out of that spread, losing $55 for each contract. Very small position. It's okay. Agriculture was flatlining for weeks. We got in on a technical, on a seasonality play, and we got out on a fundamental play that ag is dry right now. USDA is shut down because our politics stuff going on here in US right now. Don't want to get into that. And because of that, it's just been just flatline, just not just flat, just trading terribly. Not trading at all. China's not buying cotton. I was up in Texas 2 weeks ago in the North Texas, and coming out there was a big snow blizzard up there, a freeze, and there was cotton sitting by the miles that was already getting discolored and soggy, and that's actually when I knew it was time to get out of that. And had we all been in our group, that would have been on an alert saying anybody in cotton, this is what I see. I'd have taken a snapshot of that. Let's get out now, or you get out. I'd recommend it. I got out. It's done nothing since I got out. And the reason why I say it's important is I trade with a small account. I don't trade with a big account. And I need to utilize that money to make more money when I find different opportunities, because I find different opportunities. If you allow me to dig into our platform, I'm going to find an opportunity. Sometimes it could take me 2 days or 3 days because, you know, we don't want to just be desperate, but I'm going to find an opportunity because I know how to use our system. I know how to find things, but I want to untie that money, free it up to put it into something else. You know, so like just for example, right now we're on 2 commodity trades. We're on copper, and we're in a bullish spread on that, and then we're on a bearish spread on live cattle. It's a really good time to have gotten in live cattle. We spotted that thing last week, my wife and I, and we got in, and it's been very rewarding. So we got these 2 trades on right now, and just within the last week, as of the close right now before I started this video, we're up 19% on this trade. Now, we haven't realized those gains yet because we didn't close our trades out. In fact, I normally hold a trade like this out for 4 to 6 weeks on average, and if the market gives me an early gift, I'll take it. But most of the time, it doesn't give us an early gift. Most of the time, it gives us an early resistance. But, so, actually, live cattle's given me a good gift last year. It was a nice one to start the quarter, the 4th quarter. But, you know, we're in that again, the live cattle, and we're in a copper bull spread, bull spread, bear spread cattle. Both of them doing really good, combined 19%. Guys, that's $190 for every $1,000 in margin that you put out there. And if you manage that correctly, because a lot of you guys are probably thinking, yeah, but don't over leverage, don't ever margin yourself. We get into that in the boot camp. Imagine a $100,000 account. You know, imagine $1 million account. And those of you guys that are wondering, well, how can you probably can't trade that in those kind of trades. That's too much money. It won't work. This is the highest liquidity markets in the world other than the fact of Forex. Now, Forex is not governed by a centralized exchange, and I don't like that because anyone could manipulate that around the world. When there's 20 different people refereeing your money, your trade, I mean, it's not good. We're talking trading commodity markets that have existed since the times of before, when there was pyramids. When there was as far back as pyramids existed, these commodity and future markets existed. That's why I love the Chicago exchange markets over the Wall Street, New York markets. No offense, it's just that's how it works. For me, that's what works. And there's so much ton of liquidity there, 100,000. You can do 100 contract lots in some of these trades. No one's gonna notice you. There's no manipulation in spread trades. No one can notice you. They can try, but it's so thick that no one's gonna even know you or you came knocking. Sovereign countries trade commodities. Sovereign countries, China, Africa, they trade our interest rates here in the United States more than us. So how can we say that if a government is not trading their own money in us, that a $100,000 will be too noticeable and hard to do, or a $500,000 account? You can diversify your portfolio really nicely in a commodity and future trading account. Be safe, reduce volatility and risk from these retarded markets right now, these equity retarded markets, and make a great living, and you don't have to be in front of a computer all day. Check your trade daily at the end of the day. Know when to, excuse me, whoa, know when to get out. Anyway, this is an unedited video. It's been a 40-minute video. I might get some heat for this video. People say, what the hell? What are you doing? But I just wanted to rant and rave today. It's January 14th, 2019. The Chicago markets just closed about 10 minutes ago. Stock markets shut down an hour ago. So I think I'm done. And again, think about those things we spoke about. Email me. Sign up at ForteTrader.com on our mailing list if you want in on the boot camp. I will show you how you can be profitable, consistent, safe, successful. Okay? I will show you. You got to put in some work, but I'm not going to be asking you to bleed. So I'm not asking you to bleed. Just put in a little bit of work. Show some commitment. And I think you'll have a very good year when you look back at your account at the end of the year. And I don't care who you are. I don't care. And I'm not going to sit there and say you can trade with a $500 account. Start with at least a few grand. But start with the boot camp so you have something to anticipate and be ready for. You do have to be able to afford to do this in some way or another. I don't want to mislead people that have no money at all. You do, but you know, it's not much. And then once you start seeing that little bit of success, you'll make an effort to put more money there. Believe me, you might sell a house. I'm almost ready to sell this home here. And we're gonna, for other reasons too, move to a home in Europe and just have a ton of more liquidity available, way less debt. Overhead here, that's just ridiculous. Cost of living in Austin, overinflated market. A lot of you that are investors, you know that. Overinflated market. Just, there ain't nothing dandy about this place here. It's okay. But you know, for what it is, I could free up capital in 2 seconds. Thank God my wife likes the idea. 40+ minute video. Damn. Dion Capital Investing. What the hell's wrong with this guy? He must be drinking some really good stuff in that cup. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned because there's big things coming this year. You want to be a part of it, sign up on that mailing list, ForteTrader.com. Oh yeah, hey. And one more thing. The last thing was, how long before I need to get involved? When is a good time to get involved? It's like you're waiting for me to tell you something technical like, oh, you need to wait until, you know, the volatility level index and the VIX does that, and then this does that, and then this tweet, watch out for these tweets. You should have been signed up to get involved in your life, to better your life since yesterday. Every damn day. You're one day older. Time does fly. That's the reality of things. And if you want to build a legacy, or just free up some loose ends and have a nice, more cushy little life than you do now, you're obviously here because you're trying to inquire about trading. I would highly recommend you don't waste a day. That's what my answer is to that. When is a good time to get involved? Yesterday was. The day before, the week before was. The month before was. That's what I got to end with that. And was that it? Yeah, I think so. See you on the other side.